Yo people, welcome back to the YouTube channel. You already know what time it is. It's time for the PSG versus Real Madrid, or Real Madrid versus PSG, should I say, review. And my goodness gracious, ladies and gentlemen, what a game. What a game. I'm going to go cut through it, dice through it, but I've got a lot to say on this because this was the clash of the egos, the clash of the titans, the classic 11 versus the world 11 on FIFA. This was the big dogs, yeah, come to play. The money men, the money team. This was a clash of super heavyweights in the Champions League. One had to go home, and my prediction, I'm gonna hold the L. I was not expecting PSG to go out, especially the way that the first half went. You know, the first half for me, I thought Carlo Ancelotti got the team selection wrong by rushing Toni Kroos back into the team in the starting 11. He had a doubt before the game. And for me, the main reason as to why Real Madrid was so poor at the first game in Paris is because they got overrun in midfield. Modric and Kroos were overrun in midfield. They weren't snappy. They weren't able to keep pace with Verratti in midfield. And he dominated with Pereira and Paredes either side of him as well. And for me, I just felt like you needed to go elsewhere and not go with the same, you know, kind of midfield structure with the two older guys in there. Get a little bit of energy in there. Camavinga's fresh off a goal recently in the weekend as well. Just liven it up a little bit. Have faith in your young midfielder. Of course, I know those midfielders that I'm mentioning, taking one of them out, which would be Kroos because he had the doubt, are generational, were incredible. But for me, you just didn't read that well. And the first half showed that. PSG dominated, 60% possession. They were far better than Real Madrid again. On chances, it was equal. But I always said to myself going into the half time, I don't really feel like Real Madrid missed big chances. Like Benzema, he had chances, but I don't feel like he had to take them. I feel like they were half chances and he did the best he could. He had a header that went wide. He had another header that went straight at the goalkeeper. I don't feel like he had to score those. I don't feel like he could have done much better with those chances. Whereas PSG, they were creating high-quality chances. Mbappe, couple offsides, you know, couple great saves from Courtois, and obviously the goal comes as well. Neymar, wonderful first-time pass with his left foot. Great vision, in behind to Mbappe. He kind of sells the goalkeeper, sells Courtois a little kind of, you know, gives him that look and then goes to the near post. You know, he kind of deceives him in a way. Wonderful finish. And obviously Kylian does his celebration, and you're thinking, here he is. This is the new star. And I've been saying for over a year, you know, the time of Ronaldo and Messi carrying teams in the Champions League and carrying teams in general are over. These two players are slowly declining. Their influence is dropping. And there's a new dawn. There's a new day. There's new players to talk about. There's new young blood out there that are hungry and ready for mercy. Do you know what I'm saying? I've been saying it. And this is why, personally, I just don't like building around an individual in terms of team structure. You look at some of the best teams, they don't build around an individual. And if they have got an individual like a Benzema or Lewandowski, they still have balance with Gnabry, with Sané, with Vinicius. They have great players around them. They don't hang all they don't put all their eggs in one basket. They don't do that. But back onto the game. For half time, like I said, it was going exactly the same way it was going in the first game. Yes, a few more chances for Real Madrid, because how could you get any worse? You had no shots on target in the first leg. But for me, PSG still dominating, still looking good, still comfortable. And obviously no Casemiro, no Mendy. That was hampering them in a way as well. No width down the left. Carvajal was obviously bombing forward down the right. But Vinicius was very quiet in the first half. Didn't think he had the best games. Modric, Kroos, very quiet. And hence why Kroos was substituted. Now, let me damn well tell you about that second half. Because everything just switched up. And Saj, fair play to him, he called it. He said Real Madrid would go through. I thought PSG would go through. Especially with the injuries for Real Madrid. But that second half, Donnarumma, this overrated, ahead of Mendy in the Ballon d'Or talking nomination clown, too tall for no reason. This brother sold his soul to the devil today. He allowed Real Madrid back into this game. He said, this game is too comfortable. 2-0 in aggregate? No, sir. Have a goal. Let's make this interesting at the Santiago. That's exactly what he did. We're in possession. And this is why I keep talking about it. I said it in the Manchester derby. Goalkeepers need to be able to play out from the back in modern day football. If you're going to play possession based, your goalkeeper starts the tempo. He is the dictator. He's the dictator. We see it with Edison. We see it with Alisson. If you can't play out from the back, you will cost your team at some point. As a modern day goalkeeper, you need to be able to play out from the back. That's why I've criticised De Gea. What does Donnarumma go do? Take an extra touch, dilly-dally on the ball, bang, intercepted, taken away from him. Benzema smashes it in, 1-1. Now you're away from home. And you've just riled up Real Madrid, the kings of European football. Something you just don't do. Because up until this point for me, you're coasting, you're good. I'm not saying Messi, you're not having a good game. Messi's mild. Messi is mild. You know, it's not raining, but it's not sunny. It's a little bit chilly outside. That's Messi tonight. Not really doing anything. Not being Messi. Not doing what you're paid to do. The high quantities of money. And by the way, you know, I said before this game, PSG, you know those stars that you bought and yeah, you know, haven't really turned up so far? Well, tonight's the night to prove your point. Carry PSG to the latter stage of the Champions League. This is where the money is made. Not really paying you to blitz league. Well, you failed. You failed the task because Messi tonight, not great. You know, just whatever. Just meh. Neymar, for me, outside the assist, he was all right. He was better. For me, he was slightly better than Messi. Saj thinks it was the other way around. The point is Mbappe is carrying you both. Mbappe is carrying that attack. He's been carrying it all season. And at some point, that brother's back was going to bend and he was not going to be able to carry you no longer. And tonight is the night because Benzema today has had an absolute masterclass in that second half. Modric, as soon as Camavinga came on, the guy that I wanted to start, he comes on for Toni Kroos. A little bit of energy in that midfield now. We're moving the ball quicker. Snappy. Next thing you know, Modric is putting out a mad performance, a brazy performance. Incredible pass. Incredible passing range. Vinicius is looking hungry. He's attacking Hakimi. And the wave of pressure just on and on and on. It's an absolute onslaught. 2 goals in the space of what? 2 minutes for Benzema to make it 3-1. Both the goals just came in quick succession. Modric, wonderful passing range, wonderful vision to assist for one of them. And just incredible comeback from Real Madrid. And you've got to give your flowers to Benzema. You have to. Is he the best player in the world? Do you know what? Shamelessly, reactionary, you could call it whatever you want. But I'm just going to just dash it out there. 1, to trigger Liverpool fans. And B, just because everybody said it was Mbappe in the first half. Now, Mbappe is part of that discussion. Lewandowski's part of that discussion. Some people say Mo Salah's part of that discussion. The reason why, and you tell me in the comments what you think, I'm going to give it to Benzema just because I feel like his all-round game is the most complete out of all of them. I think in terms of dropping deep, playmaking, creating opportunities for others, he's done it selflessly for Ronaldo for all those years. He's efficient, finishes. I just think he's the perfect team. He's a perfect striker. He's a perfect team player, and I just think he's just been excelling over the last couple of years. Now, of course, Lewandowski's been putting up some stupid numbers. He obviously scored a bag load of goals yesterday, so fair enough if you want to take him. Absolute bagsman, and very good at dropping deep as well. Salah, he's not in the greatest form recent last couple of weeks. People are starting to get onto him, and Mbappe. He's the reason why PSG we're even talking about PSG. He's the only reason why we're talking about them because the rest of the attackers have not stepped up. They really haven't. You know, we looked at PSG spending. We said, wow, you know, you're lining up all the Galacticos on the stage. This is like literally, you know, this is you know Messi. This is Donnarumma. This is Hakimi. This is Mbappe. This is Sergio Ramos, who we have not even seen one time. I've not even seen this brother put on a PSG shirt to this day. You lined up all these X Factor signings. We expected you to get past the knockout stages. Yes, this is a difficult game. But to go out in the round of 16, it's not good. When you spend all that money and you line those stars up. It's shocking, to be honest, that they gave away that lead so carelessly. And it's an absolute madness. But Benzema is a big reason as to why Real Madrid are going through. He's efficient, he's clinical. And I'm just so impressed, man, with the way the game panned out. I mean, Saj, you're still going with Mbappe for best player in the world?
Absolutely. I don't know why we do this. We have 2 mics. Absolutely, 100%. Kylian Mbappe. I will say you have to give Benzema his flowers just for the simple fact you are correct. He actually has to score these goals. Yeah. Like, you just getting in the position to score the goal isn't scoring the goal. And he actually finishes well. It's dope. Donnarumma is a fraud. I've been saying this for the longest time. And a question that we need to ask ourselves at this point is Neymar not capable of scoring goals anymore?
So my theory on Neymar is personally, I think he is a better number 10. And I think he's good at creating, like we saw with the pass for the assist. He's incredible. Great vision, great passing range, great dribbling, all that kind of stuff. But finishing for Neymar, for me, has actually probably been one of his weakest attributes, which is shocking, right? Because Neymar is an incredible footballer. And you just assume he can finish and do everything. But he does miss actually some chances. And I think personally, you got Mbappe, he's running in behind. You want Neymar creating those opportunities and threading the ball through, which is what he did tonight. Messi, I don't really know what his role is, to be honest. I'm going to keep it a buck. I've criticised Ronaldo a lot this season. Messi's not doing what you expect of Messi when you sign Messi. Do you know what I'm saying? He's not doing enough.
He's doing no. He's doing nothing in these games.
But he's declining.
And because he's named Messi, I understand he's not playing in the position that he prefers to play in. I get that. Fair enough. But even the other game on the weekend against Nice, where Kylian was out with an injury. Or no, he got suspended. He had too many yellow cards, which led up to a red, I think. So he couldn't play that game. Even then, when Messi is the dominant forward on the field next to Neymar, he's still not doing anything. So I feel like at some point we need to ask ourselves what's going to happen. And I'm going to forecast and predict now Mbappe's gone for the simple fact Neymar signed a new contract, got 3 years left on it. Messi's contractually obligated at least to be there for 1 more year, but I do think a move back to Barca could potentially be on the table at some point. We'll see. And trust me, with the new regime they got going over there, and yeah, Kylian can't do it alone. Simple.
Yeah. I think for me, PSG players that I feel sorry for that are carrying. I think Verratti today in the first half was exceptional. I think Verratti is an absolute baller. Like he, for me, dictated the tempo, controlled. Like I said, they bossed the midfield in the first leg and they bossed the midfield for the first half. Three quarters of this tie, Verratti has been absolutely exceptional. And he has bossed Real Madrid's midfield, their legendary star-studded midfield, and he deserves to be in the next round. Of course, it's a team effort, but I'm just going through the players that have really been shining for PSG in these couple of rounds. I think Mbappe as well, and I think Marquinhos is obviously a top defender, but
I'll go one more.
Nuno Mendes as well.
Hakimi was dope, bro. I thought Hakimi was making great runs. It's just once you pass it off to the strikers, they're very indecisive. You had Kylian Mbappe making ghost runs, dummying people, cutting across just to make a bit of open space. Like I'm not seeing that from either of the other two. I don't know what's going on.
Well, my biggest question here is obviously Real Madrid. They're kings of Europe. You know, they've won it the most times. This is what they do. This is their pedigree. This is their time. They're gonna bring in people on a free in the summer. Real Madrid are not only top of La Liga, and yes, there are still question marks over Ancelotti, and maybe they will go over younger, more modern day manager. I
don't think so.
I don't know. I've heard Real Madrid fans are not best pleased, but like I said, I'm just speculating. I'm not sure what's going to happen. But they're going to stay at the pinnacle of football. They're going to sign players on a free. They're going to take advantage of the market. PSG, we say this every year. You can win Ligue 1 as many times as you want. You didn't win it last year anyway, but you can win it as many times as you want. You're going to be judged in the Champions League. That's what the owners are judging you on. Do PSG need to stop going down the road of big money, big name signings, and actually try and build a team? Because I was impressed with the way they played in the first game, but now I'm starting to think, was it because I'm really impressed, or is it also because Real Madrid didn't turn up? Because the away goals rule, Real Madrid, no shots on target in the first leg. In the second half of this game, PSG, no shots on target in the second half. They were dominated, 13 shots to 2. Is PSG's model, Saj? Is it just tapped in the head with no logic behind it?
It's not tapped yet, and I'm going to go one step further. I do believe there is a team here. But again, does Poch have the backing of upstairs to drop players irregardless of who they are based on form? Because if that was the case, and Poch, I feel like if Poch had his way, Messi wouldn't be playing. He wouldn't play today. This is what you need to do. Bro, you can't get downstairs on the ground level of the manager and the players correct if then anytime the players are upset because they're on a big contract or they're a really big name, they can just go upstairs and complain. Don't make sense.
I've said this before and I say it again. There's certain players that if you drop them, the dressing room will probably be an anarchy, and Messi and Ronaldo are two of those players. Hence why they haven't been dropped by their managers, and hence why even though Ronaldo should have been dropped by Manchester United weeks ago, in my opinion, and Messi, you could make a case like Saj has for being dropped also, they're not going to get dropped. And this is the problem when you bring in a player of that magnitude and they don't deliver the goods. You can't control the dressing room to the way that you wish because there's politics. You can say he can get the backing from upstairs, but what about the family members? They always get involved as well. It's a lot of politics.
You can't tell me Di Maria wouldn't have been more dynamic of a starter today. I'm sorry, bruv. You get mad at me if you want. You can't. Over Messi, you can't.
Crazy. Listen, Di Maria did play in the first game. Obviously, Neymar came off the bench and impacted, got the assist for Mbappe as he did in this game. For me, I just enjoyed what was a very entertaining game. First half, second half couldn't be more different. Polar opposites in terms of who dominated, who played better. I thought Modric, like I said, absolutely stepped up massively in the second half. He was really starting to get back to his old self. He was kind of a ghost in the first half in comparison. They didn't really have the control in the first half. Like I said, 60% possession for PSG. It's not something you associate with Real Madrid. But massive praise today for Benzema. Massive praise for just, at last, bringing on Camavinga and changing up the dynamic of that midfield. And Vinicius, once he got confidence into him, he started ripping Hakimi for fun. I don't know what's going to happen from PSG when we go from here, but smash up the icons. Let me know what you think in the comments of the performance from both teams in this game and both teams in this tie, because Real Madrid, by the way, have not been brilliant in this tie. They've had a good 45 minutes tonight
Let's not get that twisted. They were good for the second half.
Yeah.
They were getting dumpy in that first half. The only issue is Mbappe cannot do it alone.
Yep. Three quarters of this tie, PSG have been better than Real Madrid. And it reminds me of Barcelona when they beat Barcelona, do you remember? Yeah. And then they allowed Barcelona to come back into the game by getting slapped up at the Nou Camp. Is there something deeper wrong with this PSG team in its core? Let me know. Are they the European bottlers? Are they the European Spurs? Let me know in the comments down below. And let me know what you think of Messi. Should he be getting similar criticism that Ronaldo is now getting at Manchester United? Let me know what you think of Mbappe and where he's going in the summer. And should he just be getting skedaddling out of there ASAP? And let me know what you think of the best player in the world. Who is that person? Because I'm going to be answering all the comments. I am interested to see the discussion, especially on this channel, because we mainly talk about Chelsea. It's a great opportunity to have a discussion about this. Let me know. Big up your damn selves. In a bit, people. Peace.